This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Go to the McClarty Daniel hotline and talk with noted Beatles historian Nate Olson. High school football guy, Nate Olson. That's right.
That is not what would be. Beatles and Nate Olson aren't in the same sentence.
Who's on your iPod, Nate? Who do you listen to?
I listen to 90s gangster rap.
There you go.
My favorite stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I pegged you as. Definitely.
I would have been at the Snoop Dogg concert in Little Rock if it hadn't been canceled. So I saw him at Riverfest a few years ago. Yeah, may not expect that from me, but that is true.
Hey, I dig it.
I do like little country music too. My wife was a influence on that, and a little bit of Elvis. I just like music in general, but gangster rap's the main thing on my.
Jeez, Matt.
Stay thugging.
You asked what's on his iPod. You might as well ask what's on his Walkman for crying out loud. Who's using an iPod?
Yeah, I didn't correct you about the iPod. Yeah, whatever you listen to You
still got the CD player with the DVD case, big travel case with all your CDs in it.
Yeah.
What you got on your ghetto blaster right now? That's what you
got
put
the
that thing on
Pioneer
your shoulder and walk around town with that sucker. Let's talk some high school football, Nate.
I saw on somewhere on Facebook that you can buy those old boom boxes with the tape deck, like they're selling those again. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I have any tapes, but
well, here's a factoid of life. This is when you pay attention, Nate, and you find this to be true. Everything old is new again eventually,
That's
and
right.
That includes those old boom boxes. Big weekend and big night. I mean, I would say big weekend. It's tonight, Friday night football. And, boy, you get some really great games all across the Western Conferences in the state of Arkansas. Which one do you think is the best tonight?
Little Rock Christian at Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and, Matt, I would love for you. I don't know what you're doing tonight, but I maybe you can watch this tape if you can't go to the game. But being a quarterback, you'll appreciate this. Walker White, Little Rock Christian, 4-star, going to Auburn. Shane Archer, 4-star, yet to be determined where he's going. He's a sophomore, but he's been recruited by everybody in the country. I love a good quarterback matchup. Love in the NFL when you'd have, Brady and Manning and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, quarterbacks is where it is. That's, Matt would agree with that. That big-time quarterback play is awesome. And these guys are both super good. They've got a good, Greenwood probably has a better supporting cast. But Walker White has really done a good job of being more accurate this year, and his receiving core has stepped up. So Payne's got a little bit more talent, and the defense is maybe a little bit better. But Walker White, maybe, he's able to put him on his back a little bit more. But I will say this, and I know we've got to cover a lot of games, but Shane Archer as a sophomore is better than Walker White as a sophomore. That's saying a lot because Walker White is one of the better quarterbacks in the country right now, but Shane Archer saw him play last week against PA, made some unbelievable throws for a 15-year-old. He's amazing. In this game, Smith Robinson Stadium, 60-game winning streak for Greenwood. This is going to have a state championship, not just a state playoff, but a state championship feel to it. And whoever wins this will be the number one seed and have a good chance to go to Little Rock.
It's game day. That's right. What about the other Archer? Is he what grade is the defensive guy? Is he getting any looks? Is he?
Cash Archer, great linebacker, defensive end. I guess they call that the edge rusher now. He's versatile. Saw him play PA. He didn't have his best game against PA, but watched him quite a bit. Has made some nice plays at times, but he's just been offered by Ole Miss. That's, I think, his best offer, but he has several of them. I think he's going to get more. I think a lot of schools would like to have a package deal. A little surprised Arkansas hasn't tried to do that yet.
Yeah,
but Ole Miss is on him and offered him, and he is in the same vein as those other Greenwood guys. Both those guys are tough, hard-nosed, smart, athletic. That's what you're getting with them. And Cash is going to be. Of course, Kane is known as the quarterback and a lot of publicity, but Cash is going to make somebody a real good linebacker in the SEC probably.
We've had callers text in, listeners text in, even call in asking about, Drake Lindsey and Walker White. I don't think Lindsey was not even offered at Arkansas, and that
I think Minnesota's his best offer right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, now that Enos is no longer on
to.
staff, I mean, do you think that somebody might go after him from Arkansas? Do you think there's still a shot here?
Well, I mentioned to you before, and Matt knows this too. When you're committed, other schools are still offering you, and I kind of think, and this is not to pile on Dan Enos, but I do think some guys didn't want to go there because of him, and that might have been one of the things that Walker White decided he didn't like. And I don't know that for sure, but I mean, now that you've seen what happened, maybe there were some players that thought that was a red flag. Maybe you bring in somebody else that's different. But I thought it was very interesting. I forwarded you a story from one of our sister sites on Fan Nation about Houston Nuts saying that he thought Lindsey is really good. And, he watched him play a few weeks ago, was supporting Casey Dix, and Drake had a tremendous game. He's got 40 touchdowns and 1 interception, and that's what Nut liked a lot, is that he throws the ball quickly, quick striking, and then he's been very accurate. I think Minnesota got a steal there if that continues. Every week he's tweeting about Minnesota. I think he's firmly entrenched there. If somebody was to come into Arkansas that he liked, I mean, maybe, of course, you've got that lineage there, but I think he's honoring Minnesota because they were the bigger program to offer him, right away. And he likes P.J. Fleck. P.J. Fleck was in some controversy earlier, and Lindsey, backed him on that. So seems like he is very, 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 very committed and entrenched to Minnesota.
Does it seem like Arkansas is recruiting the state of Arkansas as good as they? It just does not seem like the university is recruiting the in-state talent. Is there not? Because if they're going to other big-time programs, it's just I don't understand it.
Well, let me step in for a quick moment because I've read about this now, and paying attention kind of from afar. But Eric Cohue brought up the idea of the level of play in the state of Arkansas. And I forget where Cohue was the coach, but he's been a coach in Arkansas for a long time now. He says the level of play at Arkansas is not at the level where it needs to be to help support the program that is the Razorbacks. And Nate, you're right up against it here, covering high school football to the very nitty-gritty of it. What do you think about this?
I have a lot of respect for Coach Cohue. But I would like to sit down and talk to him about this. Maybe we can get this an interview and get it videoed, because there are some things that I agree with him on and some things I disagree with him on. And one of them is, the ninth grade football thing. Here at Bryant, we've got a ninth grade football team, and I feel like those guys are getting the most reps at ninth grade. If they were in high school, they wouldn't be getting as many reps. And they are doing what, is commanded, by the head coach. So I don't think that's in every program that is necessarily a good thing to put the ninth graders in the high school. I think you get individual attention more there. And there's no doubt about it that the high school coaches know all about the ninth graders. They're at every game, and I've been at every game this year watching the kicker there, my son, and they're all there. So he brings up some good points. But there's some things I disagree with him on. I'd love to sit down and talk with him, and we could have a good discussion. He and I, we respect each other. It would be a good discussion. But I think he's just trying to get some things started on that. Been here 25 years, and I've seen it ebb and flow. But with the talent, but one thing you do have to look at this year, Matt, you got Braylon Russell, great running back, 4-star. Courtney Crutchfield, 4-star receiver. And Charlie Collins, his cousin, 4-star defensive end. Those are 3 gems, 3 guys you want to get, and you got them. You're not going to get everybody, and they would probably love to have Walker White, but those guys address the need, and they could probably play right away. So I give Coach Pittman a good grade this year as far as in-state for the most part. Lindsey has a huge year. You say you missed out on him, but I don't know, when they evaluated people, if he was as good at that time as some of the guys they were bringing in. But he has done a terrific job of blossoming and getting better and better. I think he was good last year, but he's improved immensely this year. And so he makes them look, a little bit bad as they didn't recruit him harder, but you got to look at what he was like when they recruited him and who else they were looking at and that kind of thing too. But he's had a tremendous year.
And speaking of ninth graders, I see Shiloh. They take on Alma. Alma has a chance to win the conference title, but is Shiloh starting a ninth grader tonight?
Yeah, he started the first game of the year and got hurt and returned last week. That helps out a lot because that allows Evan Baker, who has been subbing in admirably at quarterback, to move back to linebacker where it's his natural position. Strengthens him on defense a little bit. Bo Williams is back at full strength in the backfield, one of the better running backs in the state. And on the other side at Alma, you've got Jackson Daly, who has been one of the surprise players of the year playing at quarterback. Knew he was a great tight end, but he has grabbed the bull by the horns there. It's a huge win. Huge game. Would be a huge win if Alma could get it to win the conference championship. And, if Shiloh wins, Farmington would win against Prairie Grove, they would be the conference champions. So some good games there in the West tonight. But I think Alma, they've got to be excited about this. This is a great chance for them to secure this and then maybe make a run in the state playoffs.
All right, let's close on a thought on what Nate told me today is perhaps the biggest game in Arkansas prep football history. Bryant and Conway, and these are not necessarily within our listening audience. Some folks in Conway do listen to us. Bryant not within our footprint, but a lot of storylines for this game. Why do you think this is the biggest game in Arkansas prep history?
Well, a couple of reasons, and you can check out the column and read that. And I've taken a little bit of heat from some people, but the reason is because how many times have you seen a coach, lead a team and they're at the peak of success, and leave for another team, and he's got an opportunity to knock down one dynasty and start another one in one night, possibly. And the other thing is that we have been talking about this since June. I've probably mentioned Bryant Conway playing on your show like every week or every other week because we've been comparing how they've been doing. I've talked about it. It's just, there were some big games, Pine Bluff and Little Rock Central, and all. I know all that, and I know there was 25,000 people that saw Springdale play Shiloh Christian. There'd be 30 if they played that game at War Memorial tonight. And it's just the way that the ramifications of this, the stakes, and the fact that we have national media covering this. It's not free TV stations in Norval Henry. We've got actual tons of media coverage on this. It magnifies it all, and it just there's no other game that I remember that you would be talking about it in June and anticipating it for 4 or 5 months. We've been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. It's huge, and the byproducts of this game could change the landscape of both these programs in one night. You don't see that very often, and a lot of these games that other people are talking about are not conference games that have conference title implications and state championship implications. It's all in one game, and they're going to let everybody in. They said they're not going to turn anybody away at the door, so we'll see how that goes.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.